All right. Doing, 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 doing. Gotta hit refresh on here from now on. Welcome, everybody. What we've got today is a ridiculously fun hangout. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. We are doing a raw Pili chocolate demo. We got lots of questions too. Cucumber juice. All right. Good evening, everybody. Can we move this a little bit closer? Maybe go like, oops. Maybe go like this a bit. Actually, we're doing a Pili demo. Gotta be able to see everything. Okay. There we go, everybody. There we go. Thanks, Paul. Paul shared the hangout for us. I've got cucumber juice right here. Just waiting for the numbers to come up. What we're doing today is a Pili chocolate demo. And don't worry, we're going to be doing it for people whether you have a stone grinder or not. All you need is a blender, which I have right here. Got my pie pans. Let's get these bad boys. Okay. Just watching the numbers go up a little bit more, and then we're going to get started. Because we got to get started right away. Because what we have here is, I've got 4 of these. 4 cups. I have 16 cups of Pili chocolate with 0 chocolate in here. I'm going to tell you the ingredients in a second. But we've got a lot of making to do. And the cool thing about Pili is it hardens like chocolate in the refrigerator due to its high nut content very fast in the refrigerator. So I'm just waiting for the numbers to jump up a little bit more, and then we're going to start this party. I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I never eat dinner. You know what? We're about to start this Pili chocolate demo, but I'm just going to answer a couple questions real quick. Matt, can you please make a batch of your own Pili nut butter? The blender does not give the right consistency. Well, I'm going to show you today how to make it give the right consistency with a blender even. I mean, it's not like chocolate, it's more like mousse, and we're gonna make both. The girls here eat the mousse like crazy, just, you know, but chocolate is chocolate. You can literally, I'm gonna show you eating Pili nuts straight from the freezer too. Like that's like chocolate in itself. Use some Living Libations Maverick face cream, I can see it shining. Anyways, oh yeah, also we have Living Libations top 20 best skin evers and serums at cost right now on our website. We just launched it today. You go to therawfoodworld.com, they're 30% off, crazy deal. And then you click on Raw Beauty in the category section and Living Libations, and then you can see the top 20 at cost best skin evers and all that other stuff to the bottom left. Okay, so before we get started on this crazy Pili nut demo, thank you, Debbie. I'll mention that in a second also. Okay. You know what, we're gonna get started. We're gonna answer questions, yes, but we gotta get started immediately on this Pili demo because what I need to do, I have an idea. Here's a pie pan. What I normally do is I mean, I have to do this anyway. The first step is to put, get rid of this, Pili chocolate as the first layer here. And then you put it in the freezer. It will harden seriously in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So what we're gonna do, can you guys see that? Yes, you can. Is we're gonna take a fresh batch of Pili nut butter straight from our stone grinder in there. What is in this is just Pili nuts stone ground with mesquite, carob powder, maca. I didn't put anything else in. Normally I put dark, we don't have carob on our website right now. So you would want dark chocolate extract with mesquite powder. Mesquite is the key ingredient. The carob makes it taste more like darker chocolate. Dude, everybody loves this. Let's eat it straight from the jar right here. Anyways, I'm kind of teasing you with this slow dripping here. So I guess you want dimensions. I probably did 1 kilo of Pili nuts to 8 ounces of mesquite to 8 ounces of carob. If it was no carob, I would do probably a whole bag of mesquite. It might have been more than 1 kilo of Pili nuts. Anyways, that's about the recipe. Okay, so what we have here is that. And then I'm just gonna kind of like go like that. And what we're doing is I'm making it kind of thin. Okay, so what I normally do is I do a thin layer on the bottom, and then I'll take bananas. This is like key. I'll take bananas and make discs. You know, you just cut a banana, go tick, 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 and you have little discs of bananas. And then I'll let this freeze and harden, and I'll just like put an entire layer of frozen bananas with our ridiculously dried Turkish figs that are really good. We have them on our website now. And they would just be intermingled in here. And then I would pour Pili nut chocolate over that. And then the banana freezes like banana ice cream within here, and you have the figs. And I'm telling you, people can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Okay, so I wanted to do that real quick, this first layer, because I want to get in the freezer as soon as possible so we can get started on the next part. The freezer's full. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's done. I have so much Pili chocolate here that we're gonna be making a lot. So since that first batch is in the freezer, everybody, I'm gonna answer a couple questions and then we're gonna go straight back into Pili nut demo. Okay, Jake is back, everybody. He's been gone for weeks on end. Thanks, Elise. Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so Jake here says he just read my book, Raw Success, and he has a few questions. Okay, Raw Success, I wrote many, many years ago. We're talking, it might even be a decade, maybe not, yeah, probably a decade. So my viewpoints are obviously different at this time, and Jake really loves the old man. Anyways, I do want to write a new book, but we can talk about that later. I want to do a spiritual book, like straight, like pretty much just my story. People would think it's fiction, fairy tale. Anyways, that will be in the future. Maybe it won't be for another couple decades, but it's brewing. Okay, so you just read my book, Raw Success. If you're just tuning in, soon we're about to do this Pili nut demo. I freeze another cake, the first layer, and it's in the freezer. By the time I'm done with these questions, it's already gonna be hard. And I'm gonna create a new creation of a Pili nut cake here. I have an idea that I've been wanting to do. Okay. Pili Nuts. What are Pili Nuts? After I answer these questions, I am going to go to the freezer and I'm going to start having dinner and have Pili Nuts and things like that. Let me just do this one question real quick. So the blood gas theory. I understand that there is more gas in the outside of the cell than on the inside, toxins than on the inside. Toxins start to go in and the opposite occurs. The cells are then allowed to detox. I get that. So based on that, wouldn't the cell eventually, after like 20 years of poor eating, take on so much gas and waste that the inside always has more than the outside environment? And wouldn't that mean no more gas could enter into the cells and they wouldn't become any more toxic after that, after some time? Well, that's like when you kind of hit, if you go according to this theory, if it's even legitimate, that then you would start to develop things like cancer, or you just keep getting bigger. So it's not like, the way that it works is, okay, what is gas diffusion? If a car comes by you and smoke comes out of the tailpipe, all of the molecules will just dissipate until it's evenly allocated. So if you have, if you were to take like a big box and put gas in there, it would be really concentrated, and then it would dissipate until it contained the whole box and be in equilibrium all throughout. So it's kind of like the same in the human body, how we're kind of like, we have, when we eat food, the natural process of digestion is fermentation. A byproduct of fermentation is carbon dioxide, also known as gas. So then the gas builds up within our body. If we eat poorly, the worse our diets are, the more carbon dioxide is created, and then our cells kind of take that. And that's what we're talking about here. And the reason why it blows up, there's so much gas on the inside and outside of the cell, it's kind of like equal. But so, yeah. Okay, then you say that the raw food diet, you will be detoxing forever. Everybody detoxes forever, regardless of what type of diet you're on. We are a detoxing machine. Every night we cleanse, so we detox. The more you eliminate, if you eliminate from your anything from your intake, you cleanse deeper. So is that true even if you balance out? Well, yeah, because okay, so then the question is, you balance out, you're cleansing every night, right? But will you detox? People say that you just keep detoxing if you do a raw food diet. Like in your experience, if you kept eating that big salad with avocados and next cut down, wouldn't your cells stop detoxing further since you balanced out? According to the man, Dr. Fred Bishi, he discovered the blood gas theory from other people, and he kind of passed it down to me. Whether it's true or not, that's something that's debatable. It would be like an ongoing detox. That's why the longer you're on a raw food diet, the more sensitive you become. If you're just tuning in, we're just answering a couple questions, and then we're getting right back into the Pili Nut demo. We've got 16 cups of Pili chocolate right here. We're gonna do all sorts of things. I was just waiting for the numbers to build up so I could, so I just answered a couple questions. And as far as getting too clean for your environment, remember guys, this was 10 years ago when I wrote this book. I love that concept, but you say fruit causes fermentation and excess gas, so why do you have a fruitarian? Why do you have a fruitarian as being more sensitive to their environment than a strict raw food diet? Well, if you take a fruit, it's not dense at all. Fruit is pretty much just water and sugar and some delicate soluble fibers. It's like drinking sugar water with antioxidants and stuff like that, which is great. So it's very low density. Now, so it's like going on a water fast. So then there's also avocados, nuts, and seeds, which are extremely dense compared to a fruit. So it's kind of like, you could say, okay, so if you're like if you're eating standard American diet and Whole Foods diet, standard American diet would be the nuts and seeds, and the Whole Foods diet would be less dense, which is the fruit. So it's like the less density, energy density in the food, the closer you go to water, the more you're fasting, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Corrine writes, hi, Matt. I'm new to the Tuesday Night Live because usually I'm busy but there's an ice storm here, so she's home. Yeah, you inspired me to go Whole Foods, and I've been eating this way for a year also, using a Food Addicts program. No sugar, no flour, and lost 82 pounds. You're suffering hair loss and sagging skin and need tips for these two issues. Well, hair loss is something we can address. The sagging skin, I mean, used to be 82 pounds heavier. I mean, it's either, I know all these people think you can do something, but it's either cut it and sew it or let it be. What do you think about cell salts to nourish hair and skin? Okay, so for hair issues, it could be one of two things. If you have hair falling out, if you have receding hair, if you're balding or any of these things, it's either one of two things. It's either a nourishment deficiency issue or it's a hormonal issue. So I'll address both of these things for hair loss and stuff like that. And then we're gonna get back into the Pili demo. Maybe I'll answer one more question. Okay, so, and then we're gonna have a big party here. So there's many components that we don't wanna be deficient in terms of hair loss. Number one is vitamin C. Our camel powder would be ideal because that's like the most highest potent natural vitamin C available. And vitamin C is responsible for creating collagen. And our hair, it's a component that's needed for this. For example, if you have scurvy, what happens is your collagen isn't building properly, it's not metabolizing correctly. And then you have bleeding gums, receding gums, teeth are falling out. This is because you don't have enough vitamin C. You want to build, and also hair is pretty much collagen. So you want to make sure that you're having vitamin C when you do this. That's one aspect. Another part of nourishment is minerals. Minerals are a component that's needed to help build collagen. And one of the main minerals that we need is silica. You could do cucumber juice like I'm doing right now. It's high in silica. Or we have a product that we just sold out of because I talked about this the other day. And I'm making it at cost next month. So you might want to just hold off for this. It's organosilica. So this is an excellent product. If you don't have the time to make vegetable juices or stuff like that, you'll get a lot of silica. So I would probably take quintessential, silica, camu powder, and other components that are very important are B vitamins and the minerals. The B vitamins and the minerals work together with our hair also. If you're lacking in B vitamins and the minerals, your hair is going to start falling out. So one important thing you could do is take our nutritional yeast. These are natural vitamin Bs. The main one that we really need is vitamin B7 for our hair. But it's really good to do all the vitamin B for this aspect. So our B12 patches would be ideal. And also our nutritional yeast. So those are the nourishing aspects that we've got to, so here we need the camu powder, vitamin C, if your hair is falling out. And we're going to talk more about if it's a hormonal issue. Okay, so vitamin C, organosilica, which is coming in, we'll have it on our website in a week from now. Organosilica, quintessential, our B12 patches, and our nutritional yeast. Those products together will be awesome. And it's okay not to do the organosilica now and wait for it to come later. You're hitting everything else, you'll probably be fine like that. The silica is just like a huge extra step. We're going to be offering it at cost. I'll even bring it earlier at cost for you guys because I'm talking about it. And it's going to be 30% off, not off retail, but we're going to be doing off the minimum advertised price. So it's going to be $40 minus 30%, which is going to be crazy good deal. Normally it's like 50 bucks. Anyways, so now other issues with hair falling out or receding hair, stuff like that. If it's not a nourishment issue, it could be a hormonal issue. So generally what happens is testosterone can be converted into DHT. An enzyme does this. It's actually called alpha reductase, 5-alpha reductase. Yes, 5-alpha reductase, and it converts it into DHT in our system, which is a very powerful testosterone. And this can cause receding hair and stuff like this, mainly in men and things like that. So what you'd want to be doing in this situation, I mean, you always want to make sure you're getting the type of nourishment you want, but first off, we've got to address our diet. We've got to get rid of refined sugar and processed starches, because this is going to make this conversion happen more frequently. We also want to get stress under control, because that will make the conversion higher of testosterone to DHT. But then what we can do on a nourishment aspect is take enzyme inhibitors, which will prevent the testosterone going from DHT. And certain things would be like, certain things like stinging nettles would be really good for this. Eating cruciferous vegetables is really good for this. If you wanted to go heavy on cruciferous vegetables, there's a product called DIM, D-I-M. We're gonna have this on our website soon too, which is kind of like eating a couple pounds of cruciferous vegetables in a very small amount. So that's about the hair loss aspect right there. So there's a nourishment aspect and a hormonal aspect. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, Tammy from Kentucky. Okay. So I help my sagging skin with rebounding after 88-pound loss. But is your sagging skin completely gone? Did you do surgery? Let's hear the truth. What is your organosilica made of? It's all natural. We'll have to take a look. I don't know the exact details. It's not my company. It's Organo's company. So what helps stress? Someone asks. The B1 in nutritional yeast. You don't want the fortified nutritional yeast where your pea turns yellow. They load it with, like, that's why that, like, for example, Bragg's, Now Foods, and Hoosier Farms, their nutritional yeast is bright yellow. They fortify it with B vitamins. Our nutritional yeast is all natural B vitamins, and it has B1. And B1 helps release stress and actually calms you down. So our nutritional yeast would be really good for stress. But another, I mean, obviously, we want it, like, just as you would stop anger. We've all gotten angry before, and we can stop our own anger. Sometimes we have the desire to throw something against the wall because you're so angry, but you stop it, you focus, and you stop it. It's kind of like that same process with stress. We got to work on it, spiritually. That's obviously a thing, but you can do physical aspects such as the nutritional yeast to aid that process. Also, ashwagandha has proven to lower cortisol serum levels in clinical studies. There's no ashwagandha that is nearly as potent and strong as ours. Ours is like practically pharmaceutical strength because we actually use the same types of machines that pharmaceutical companies use. It breaks it down into, no one in the health foods movement has this type of stuff. So other things you could do is vegetable juice. There are certain, like Hemp Essential, there's certain minerals in these vegetable juices that actually act as physiological tranquilizers. Relaxers, we'll say, tranquilizers. Such as potassium is high in green juice, and magnesium. So that can help. Okay. Let me hit refresh. Okay, so what we're doing here is a Pili Nut chocolate demo. I haven't had dinner yet, so it's time to party. And I'll be eating this stuff. Thanks, Mitchell. He's been watching me on and off for years. Corinne says, love your B12 patches. I have an order in now for those. They're new and improved, everybody. I I have to announce that soon. We got rid of the folic acid because people are freaking about that, but we raised the B12 to astronomical levels. If you thought they were powerful before, wait until you try them now. Thanks to the other suggestions. I thought I missed the name of the powder. Could you spell that? Camu. C-A-M-U. That'd be for the vitamin C collagen aspect. Probably in April, Amber. Okay. 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 What's up, Rebecca? Awesome, Bonnie. I hope you make it. Oh, it's so far away. I can't see it. Okay. My 39-year-old son had a nervous breakdown last week. He's staying with his family. I think it's from DABS. I don't know what DABS is. Okay. So here we go. Pili Nut demo. Okay, so when we first started the Pili Nut demo, I took a pie pan, and this was seriously 10 minutes ago, and I poured Pili Nut chocolate, which is, I'm gonna show you what Pili Nuts are in a second. I'll actually show you, no, I'll show you in a second. Oh, I actually need this for the mousse I'm gonna make. Let's go get the Pili Nuts. Okay, so what is a Pili Nut? First off, what we have here, all our Pili Nuts are vacuum sealed for ultimate freshness. You opened it, you cut it open yesterday, it's amazing. And I had this just in the freezer. And there's no nut on the planet that has more fat in it than the Pili Nut. This is healthy fat, and it's loaded with vitamin E, which is really good for numerous things that are needed in the human body. And what I like to do is I like to bite the skin off like that. And I like to find the ones that are big and fat. And I go like this. And then there's so much fat in the Pili Nut that, okay, I chew the skin off. Then the best part is that right there. Straight from the freezer. It has to be straight from the freezer or it's not gonna taste. It's like a chocolate consistency. Oh, it's so good. Because of the high fat content. Back in the day, when the raw food movement first came out, they were making, the first person to make chocolate, they discovered coconut oil goes hard in the refrigerator. But as soon as you take it out, you have like 10 seconds before it melts. Not 10 seconds, but a very short amount of time. But it had a chocolate consistency. Now I just rediscovered that the Pili Nut right here is so high in fat, if you stone grind it, and then what I have in here is mesquite powder, carob powder, and maca powder. And then you just simply put this in the freezer. It hardens to a chocolate consistency, and it lasts much longer than coconut oil. So, they're so good. Loaded in vitamin E. And for raw foodists, you get vitamin E in nuts, and this nut especially, and lettuce. And many people are taking like synthetic vitamin E's or natural vitamin E's that aren't the entire complex. This is the entire complex. We're talking about alpha, beta, delta, gamma. There's other phytoesterols, I think it's called, in here. There's all the components are necessary for the proper functioning of the human body, is what I'm trying to get to here. And lettuce and nuts are the way to go for that, especially Pili Nuts. Anyways, I'll leave that one out. No. I got put in the freezer because we're gonna make mousse and it's gotta be really, actually, I'll get another bag. It's gotta be really frozen when you put in the blender to turn it into like a powder. Okay, so let me get the thing that we did a minute ago. Ten minutes ago, I put this in the freezer, and this is like a chocolate bar now. Pretty much. I'm making a cake, but this is literally like a chocolate bar. So what I normally would do, this is what I do at the Pili demos in our raw food retreats, is I'll take this, and then I'll take a banana and dice it to where you have little spheres, discs, and I'll just cover the entire thing, and then I'll take Turkish figs and spread it on top, on all of that, and it'd be all mixed together, and then I would pour more Pili chocolate to cover it and put in the freezer, and then you have this crazy Pili nut chocolate cake. And then everybody at these retreats, and all the girls here, go nutso over it. Absolutely nutso, like crazy nutso. The bananas freeze up and they taste like banana ice cream. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I don't have any figs, but I was thinking of making a banana ice cream sandwich instead. What I plan to do is blend bananas and put a layer of bananas on top. Freeze that, and then put a layer of Pili chocolate. I'm trying to do thin of everything. And then freeze that, do another layer of banana. We have red bananas and yellow bananas here from Ecuador. And then put another, it'll be like just a crazy black, white ice cream sandwich. Let's do it. Let's just do it. And by the way, people keep saying it's happy birthday to me because tomorrow is my birthday. So we're gonna have a big party tonight, since we don't do anything Wednesdays. So here we go. I didn't have dinner, so I can eat Pili chocolate. And there's many different things we're gonna do here. The Pili ice cream sandwich is just one idea. Here we go. Now these are Ecuadorian bananas. These aren't, you don't go to Vons and get the green ones that are ripe, not ripened on the tree. The full spectrum of nutrients are still not in there. This right here, like you come here and you have banana, it's a completely different ballgame. These are like miniature, these ones taste like caramel, these small ones. I mean, I can't believe they even exist. Here, let's try. I know people aren't used to me eating. Here. I mean, that banana is so good. Oh, dude. This is gonna be the best Pili cake in the world, without a doubt. So, real quickly, I had to take a cake out of here a second ago. I'm thinking about actually having some raw chocolate right now. I don't know if I should do that though. I think I'm already a little bit crazy high as it is. But why not? Maybe I'll have some raw chocolate right now. I'll show you why I want to have raw chocolate in a second. Let's just throw a couple more bananas in here. We're gonna blend these bad boys up. All right, let's get the raw chocolate now or I'm gonna be up all night. I already know I'm having kind of a late night, but I gotta be careful with the raw chocolate here. Okay. So, oh, dude, these taste so good. It's like, one more. These are like Butterfinger bananas. And they're super dense. Let's just take one more. Okay, let's get a lid. Blend this up, and then I'll come back with chocolate balls. Okay, here we go. Pardon the loud noise. There we go. Okay, guys. So here's the Pili Nut chocolate bar. We are pouring a layer of banana on here. Woo! You think I'm crazy now? Wait till I have that raw chocolate. Okay. Okay, let's see. Got to get it equally distributed. I'm trying to do a thin layers of everything. So it just kind of like melts in your mouth. Like you can feel the consistency of layers. So I'm trying to do small layers of Pili chocolate and banana. We're good to go here. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the freezer, and then we're gonna come back with all sorts of crazy things for you. Okay. I'm such a perfectionist. Got to get the corners. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Get in there. Okay, there we go. Okay. So in 15 more minutes, we can put the next layer of Pili chocolate on top. We're also going to do chia Pili and other things. Okay, let me get the. Yes, what you see right here in front of your eyes is probably 100 of the best chocolate balls on the planet. We've got spirulina filled ones, because you can see this green spirulina. That's how I can tell that's spirulina powder. Let me tell you how I got these too in a second. The spirulina ones are the best, by the way. Double chocolate. It's my birthday tomorrow. We're having a big party tonight, guys. It's gonna be nutso. More spirulina ones. This is like a maca one. I could tell by that almond on top. Anyways. Okay, so at our last retreat was a lot of fun, and the food was amazing. The chef had made things like cinnamon rolls and things like that. And the chef had to leave early, but we wanted to take care of the people that were staying a little bit later. It was actually a week later. People leave over time depending on how long they want to stay. I'm not saying we're going to always provide food after the retreat, but we just did it. Anyways, so there's this one chef here in Baltimore, Ecuador. He goes back and forth between Canada and here. And we had him over to do the last few, when the chef left, to do these other chefs. And everyone went nutso. Like, not that the food that we ate was bad, like the food was good, but it was just such a next level experience. And he's the one who made all these chocolate balls. Anyways. So we actually asked him to come back and do the March retreat. His name's Carl. And it's gonna be out of control. He's also gonna probably be doing the June and December retreat also. But we're just, gonna see how it goes. Anyways, we had him come one day, a few days ago. And these chocolate balls are amazing. I asked him to spend the day making chocolate balls and other desserts. I just pulled a cake out of here that he made. Let me go. Here it is. A big old fat cake. We'll probably eat this tomorrow. What else did he do? Oh, he also made energy bars I have to try. These have been in the cold refrigerator, so I don't know how hard they are. It's super cold. Look at that. Unbelievable. How does he do that? It's so good. Anyway. So anyways, he came and one day made this cake. The energy bars was 2 cakes actually. One's just gone. And all these chocolate balls. That tastes like a raw crunch bar that we have on our website. They're really good. Ooh, that's good. Anyways, so I asked him to make a low glycemic version of these chocolate balls. Instead of coconut sugar, I asked him to make a mesquite one, which is these ones right here. But when I had the mesquite one, I ate a spirulina one beforehand, which are the best on the planet. And the mesquite one didn't taste good to me because maybe I'm thinking because I ate the really sugary one beforehand. For those of you just tuning in, it's my birthday tomorrow. We're having a big party right now. We're making Pili Nut chocolate. I'm making an ice cream sandwich, which we're about halfway done with. We're about to do a bunch of other concoctions. Anyways, so I actually have some that are not frozen. This is over 100 chocolate balls here, and keep in mind, I already gave away half of them. So what we're gonna do is the ones I put in the refrigerator and not the freezer, I'm gonna try some of these right now. And what I wanna do is taste the mesquite one first before I have a sweet one. We're about to have a liftoff here. You know me, when I eat chocolate, it's out of control. So here we go. This is the low glycemic one. Look at that. There's mesquite as the sweetener. You guys, I knew mesquite would be a good sweetener. Dude. It's my birthday and I can have chocolate if I want to. You guys. It tastes totally sweet. Mesquite powder is a nutritious food that is low glycemic that literally tastes like sugar. This is our mesquite powder. He also made some without the mesquite balls, without the chocolate around it, for my girls. So that being so sweet, now let me try the spirulina one. If I could find it. I bet this is it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Someone took a half of one. Spirulina, and then spirulina inside. I am. We're gonna get back to this Pili demo in a second. You could totally taste the spirulina. Oh, it's so much sweeter. Chocolate for me is literally like getting drunk. I don't know if I should let everyone see me like this. This should not be allowed. Anyway. Thought that was a half of one. Now I see why he made 2 bags of that. Okay. Let's try this one. I'm not gonna have much more, dude. You guys have, you're probably gonna see like me become bloodshot, like if someone were to get drunk. Double chocolate. At our retreat, these balls are gonna be in abundance. If you like chocolate, this is the one for you. I'm not a big double chocolate fan, but I'm just tapping into it, and it's like, this just takes you to the moon right here. I see all the people who really like double chocolate there. All right. Oh man, this one's for you. All the thumbs up, this one right here. I'm expecting like people from the land right now running in here. Let's go back to this mesquite one now. Now that I've had double chocolate and spirulina, let's see if this mesquite one is still good. It's not as good anymore. That's interesting. That is interesting. There's a clinical study showing that people that have a lot of refined sugar, when they stop it, they go through cravings for 1 to 2 weeks. And then when they're done, they're asked, they're given like the food that they used to eat, and they say it's too sweet now. And they all report saying they'll either eat no sugar or less sugar. So if you really want to get off the sugar addiction to where mesquite becomes like really sweet to you, then you got to stop refined sugar for 2 weeks and watch what happens. It'll be just like that clinical study. Let's do this last one. Keep in mind, guys, I only did a half of the spirulina, a half of the double chocolate, and now I'm trying this one. So I don't think I'm like, my birthday's tomorrow. It's a big party right now. Let's try that. Oh. Maca mint. No. Oh, man. I'm sorry, you guys don't want to spend your hangout watching me eat ridiculous amounts of chocolate here, so we're going to put all this away. And just have one more bite of the double chocolate. So if you're just tuning in, you're about to see me hit the moon. What we did was 1 layer of Pili chocolate in a case that our raw chef here in Vilcabamba for our retreats is making us. Dude, these bars, like I don't know how he does it, man. Okay, that's enough. So we did a layer of Pili chocolate. We did a layer of blended banana. We talked about hair loss at the beginning of this hangout and how to avoid it and how to reverse it. So you might want to watch the beginning of that again. Okay, so here we go. I use 1.5 cups of Pili chocolate as the first layer, and then we put banana on top of that. It's freezing right now. We're gonna do another layer soon. What I wanna do now is show you how to make Pili chocolate go further, your bigger bang for the buck. So what we're gonna do, this is about half full. And the chia seeds give it a taste like a Nestle Crunch bar. So let's go get chia seeds. And Himalayan salt. There it is. It's over here. And what I like to do, I need a big spoon. Is pour chia in here until it gets not even enough here. I knew I need another bag. So we'll mix this together like that. Boing, boing, boing. Mix it. I'm going to add some salt into it. Maybe half a teaspoon. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. This will harden like before in 20 minutes it'll be ready. I would probably generally add more chia seeds to it. And that's what I'm going to do. I was going to suffer for like 5 hours with the scissors. Okay. Raw Food World chia seeds from Argentina. Hands are wet because this was in the frozen. The public, we're live here. We got to just do the fast way. Okay. Pour some more chia in there. Get your bang for your buck because chia seeds is cheaper than Pili Nuts. And then mix it together. And then what I'm going to do, you can put this in like chocolate molds, but there's no way I'm going to take the time to do that. So what I do, this is really good, to skip that. Look, you get double the amount of chocolate by adding chia seeds in there. What you do is you find lids, and then you just pour it into the lid and put it into the freezer. Oh, you know what's happening right now? I just took the chia seeds out of the freezer, and the Pili Nut chocolate is already turning into chocolate consistency because it's in the frozen chia. It gets hard really quick. So what you could do is put this in the dehydrator if you want it to be liquidy again. But it's still going. It's like And this is like, Araya loves this. And I love this. I eat this all the time, right here. See, you put this in the freezer. I actually have some in the freezer right now. I'm gonna take some out right now and then eat it. Anymore. Pretty cool, huh? And then you've got salty Nestle Crunch Bar. There we go. Look at this, it's perfect. And it's just a thin chocolate bar. We'll be able to, what you could do in 15 minutes, literally, it'll be hard, and you can just pop it out and put more in. You could also put sesame seeds in. It's more of like a it's more of like a Rice Krispie treat consistency. All right. So I'm gonna go put these in the freezer, and I'm gonna see how that other original ice cream, the bananas are gonna take longer to freeze this issue. I forgot, Carl also made us chocolate brownies. I have to try one of these since we're at it. Here's the Pili chocolate that we just made. Like this is one I've already made in a bigger lid. That's chia seeds. This is all frozen up and ready to go. And then you just, it's like chocolate consistency. Sometimes all this is Pili, mesquite carob, chia seeds, maca. Sometimes I seriously, when I don't have time, this is my meal. There's no chocolate in here. This is just a hearty, dense meal. And nutritious. I better be careful because this melts and turns all. And it's salty and it tastes really good. And I gotta try one of these brownies now. All right. Here we go. Brownie time. It's been frozen though, so. All right, Carl, let's see how good your brownies are. I'm gonna stop this. Gosh. This is brownie. How do you do that? I was just gonna have one bite, but I ate the whole thing. It's my birthday tomorrow. I need to sleep. What am I gonna do? All right, let's put this away. Okay. So what we gotta do is drink some cucumber juice to get this down. I'm going in the sauna tonight with a bunch of people. Anyways. Even though the banana is going to take time to freeze, I think we should go for the next layer. I don't know. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do, if you don't have a stone grinder, we're going to do Pili Mousse right now. Let's do it. We're gonna use the 4-inch blade. I'm going to get all the ingredients. Bear with me. It'll take me 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Carrot mesquite, black gelatinized maca. That's all you really need. I just want to have some black gelatinized maca. This is the cream of the crop of all maca on the planet. It smells. The people in this team room are like, what the hell did you do? Okay, so what we're going to do is get the frozen Pili Nuts because they grind easier in the blend tap. Where's that pan? Here it is. All right. I don't know if I'm more high on chocolate or sugar. Combination of the two. Here we go. We actually have Pili Nuts at cost right now. I sent 100 pounds down here because we do a big Pili demo for the Raw Food retreats. And also my family lives off this stuff. And then we get retreat members like Gayleen, who makes me make her more Pili Nut chocolate within a retreat than I've ever made. I think she ate more Pili Nut chocolate than everybody at the entire retreat. Anyways, with that being said, she's probably not watching, so that's a good thing. Okay, here we go. We're busting these guys open. Frozen as can be, Pili Nuts. You gotta be careful and remove the pack inside, or you'll end up with black stuff in your Pili Nuts, and you don't want this in there. Stephen Redding, who came to the last retreat, is coming to the next one. He actually works with us now. Put 3 pounds in, and one of them, unfortunately, he didn't take this thing out. So he lost all 3 pounds. He tried to convince me that it was okay to eat this stuff right here, because he didn't want to lose 3 pounds of Pili Nuts. And I'm like, dude, you get an employee discount. That's ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. We go like that, then we go like this. We can get this down to a powder when they're frozen like this. So we're gonna put this on the blender, right here. Can everybody see it? There we go. And we're gonna blend. I put too much in to get it to like the perfect powder, but that's all right. You mainly want to do this when you're stone grinding anyways. Look, I'm stopping. I'm not even eating these delicious raw chocolate things over there. These Pili Nuts, though, are ridiculous. I could just like, I usually bite the skin off, like if you were here earlier in the hangout. It's really good. Okay, so we're gonna get, this is if you don't have a stone grinder. Taking another blender because it gets caked on the bottom. Okay, so we got 24 ounces So we'll just put it all in. I did too much, but that's all right. See, it cakes on the bottom. There we go. Let's see how many ounces we have in here. I can't do that much, actually. Or we'll have it like spilling over the top. Okay, so we have 28 ounces of Pili Nut in here. So what we're gonna do is get 28 ounces of coconut water. These are the low glycemic coconuts here from Ecuador. Let me just make sure this is coconut water indeed. Oh, yeah. This is sugar nut, guys. I never like. It's all coming down this one. Here we go. 28 ounces. The more liquid you put in, the more fluffy mousse-like it is. So we're gonna go half and half. 28 ounces to 28 ounces. The first step is to blend that. Blend that down. Pili Nuts have so much fat in here that you could literally do this and it still hardens like a mousse in the refrigerator. So what I'm going to do now is add about a half a bag of carrot powder to it. Maybe not half a bag, let's see. I always just feel it out. Okay, that's good. Fourth of a bag, maybe more. Because this isn't as much as I normally do. And then we have the mesquite powder. This is critical. If you don't have carob, you could use double the mesquite and then add dark chocolate flavor extract or stevia or just mesquite. Oh, and maca. Where's that black maca? Use one like a tablespoon of this stuff. Or more. And then you blend this bad boy. Gotta pulse it. You could add more coconut water if you want to make this easier. Okay. Look at this. It's like becoming dark because of the carob. Let's mix it a little bit like this. Look at this. It's just like. One more time. I don't have time for this, so we're just gonna add more coconut water. just do one more thing. The water's not even getting down to the bottom. Smells so good. Ding, 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 ding. I bet we could add more to the bananas now. And then we just pour it in here. And we're done. And you can put it in the refrigerator. It gets hard in the refrigerator. It doesn't need to be in the refrigerator because of the high content of that. All right. You all know I just love spatulaing, right? Okay. Where's the spatula? What did I do there? There it is. Beautiful. Anyways. Here we go. Pili Nut Mousse. Everyone on the land is gonna be super excited about this. I'm telling you. It's really gentle because it's low glycemic. That's why everybody loves it. That's the secret. Right there is the secret. And it gives them, you saw me eating that chocolate? It gives them the same look on their face. Every last person who eats it. Okay. That's enough. Here, let's try it. Yep. And then you just put in the refrigerator. I'm gonna put in the freezer just for now so we could get it hard real quickly. And now I'm gonna see if the banana one's ready. Oh yeah. Sweet! It's ready. It's pretty ready in most places. This is the banana one. I did a thin layer of Pili chocolate, thin layer of banana, and now we're gonna do another thin layer of Pili chocolate on top. And then that will harden seriously so fast that we could do another layer of banana in 10 minutes from now. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm doing thin layers of everything. This is gonna be the ultimate ice cream sandwich. You guys. Doesn't get better than that. This one's gonna be insane. This cake right here. And it's hardening on top of the banana already. You know what you could do is you take frozen bananas and you dip it in the Pili chocolate and it hardens on the banana. And then you have like, you could do that with strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. I do too much. Wanted to make thin layers so it like cracks in your mouth, you know what I mean? There we go. I could probably just like throw bananas on top of this because it's already hardening. Look. You guys can see that, right? It's literally hardening as I do this. What am I supposed to do? It's not other. Come on, you can make it to the bottom. Make it to the bottom. Come on, come on. It's literally hardening on top. hardening on top. I got to get some right there because it's important to see like the layers. So let's put a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the freezer for seriously like 5 minutes. Doesn't even need 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do, let me see if I have a frozen banana. I'll show you. Actually, just to prove my point, this is the chia we just made. This is the chia chocolate we just made. It's actually cracking, so it's not like perfect, but it's like seriously chocolate right now. Look at this. This is what we just put in the freezer 5 minutes ago. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Frozen banana. Let me see if we have it. Forget frozen bananas. I just found frozen strawberries. Ready for this? Frozen strawberry. Pili chocolate. You dip it in. Valentine's Day, anybody? And literally in seconds, this thing becomes, the chocolate becomes hardened on top of the strawberry. Yep. Look how decadent that is. Frozen Pili chocolate strawberries. It's hardening on there as we speak. You see that? That's what Pili chocolate could do. Look at that. I mean, come on. Let's do another one. You can just do bananas too. It just hardens right on there. We even have mulberries from our tree that we freeze, and we completely cover it up. You just dip it in, and then you just put it down, and then, bam, it's done. All right. Isn't this fun? All right. What else? Oh, we could do the other layer of the banana. Okay, I'll read some comments now. Let's read what everybody's saying after I put these back. And I wash my hands. I'll take some Rishi Spore oil. One, if you were to like go full out on this, This is like the one product, our Rishi Spoil, that I go to all the time. And I load up. I'll do an entire dropper full. I was like a dropper full. I did half and half. There's something really good about that. I'm going to do a blowout on this sometime soon because we're getting a bunch in a minute. But anyways, it's really good for the immune system and the adrenals. Really good for the adrenals. Okay. Anyways, back to this. Let's see what people are saying. My mom's watching. Okay. Wow, there's a whole entire thing going on over here. Dang. Okay, you're killing me, Matt. Oh, the chocolate? Okay. Kate says she's never seen me eat so much. Someone posted the recipe. People are going nuts about the chocolate. People are drooling on their phone. Okay. Okay, the Pili Nut Mousse recipe is on either oh man. Either on Facebook or news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Okay, I guess people really like the chocolate. Cucumber juice is loaded with silica. It's low glycemic, and I guess you eat loads of it. What's up, Kevin? We're about to do the final layer of the, oh no, 2 more layers. We need to make more banana blend. We'll about to do that in a second. Tamika said she read my book, Good Stuff. That was like 10 years ago. Okay. People were saying they couldn't see it. Okay. My birthday's tomorrow. That's one reason why I'm partying so hard tonight. Okay, we're back. We're up. We have made to the strawberries. Sidetracked by the chocolate. Oh yeah, that was good. Okay. The Pili chocolate recipe is there. Okay, cool. We hit all this. And let's see what's going on over here. Oh man, there's like all sorts of. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. My birthday. Okay, anyways, what we're gonna do now is finish this Pili chocolate demo. Here we go. What we have, yeah, look at that. It was seriously in the freezer for just a minute, 10 minutes at the most, and it's ready for the next thing. We've got Pili chocolate layer, frozen, blended banana layer, Pili chocolate. Now we're gonna do banana again, and it's gonna be like, and then on top of that, we're gonna put Pili chocolate, and then this is done. It's gonna be like an ice cream sandwich, layered. So what we need now, if you're just tuning in, I made a layer of these small Ecuadorian bananas, which are off the hook. It tastes like caramel. Now I'm gonna do, here, I'll show you guys one. These aren't like the bananas you get at Vaughn's or Ralph's or Walmart. These are ripened on the tree. They weren't green, mineral rich. They got their full nutrient spectrum on the tree. And it's just like, it's like seriously caramel, these little fingered bananas. Not available anywhere else, like in Ecuador. So now what we have here, what we're gonna do oh, dude, it's so good, is a red banana layer. It's kind of like a little bit of a different color. It's a little bit, it's almost, they call them strawberry bananas sometimes. It's more a little bit red on the inside, pinkish tint. These are ridiculously good too. And we're gonna put these in here. I can't get over how many people on Facebook are watching this right now. Okay, so here we go. I need to get to the levels where when Donald Trump goes on and people are watching. It's gonna happen, watch. It's just a matter of time. You know what we're gonna start doing? You know how after the March retreat, I'm starting on a new mission. You know how every Tuesday night I do a raw food hangout, live hangout? We're gonna do that every Tuesday still. But every Wednesday night, we're gonna be doing a live interview. And you guys know I interview the best. I'm gonna be interviewing these doctors, experts, speakers, and I know how to ask the questions. Back in the day when I did that, I had people laughing, loving it. Some people are like, did he just really ask that question? All sorts of things. I do a lot of research, see what they talk about, and then I dig in. And that's gonna be every Wednesday night after the March retreat. That's right. So here we go. Let's try one more. Let's do some of these finger bananas because they're just so good that you just can't not do it. These are like the best bananas on the planet. Look, they're just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Get out of here. Look at that. Okay. We're gonna blend this guy now. Right here. Normally what I do is I do spears of bananas. I just cut it like that and place it everywhere with dried Turkish figs. Our ripe ones that are on the website, they're out of control. And what I'm gonna do now is another thin layer of this right on top. Bust it. Bust it. It's like banana, it'll be like, since it's being frozen, it will be like banana ice cream. And we all know what banana ice cream tastes like. With Pili chocolate, forget it. Forget it. Out of control. Look at that. Bam. We freeze it. I think we got to do recipe hangouts. I mean, this is like pretty, what? That's crazy. Recipe hangouts is where it's at, guys, huh? On Facebook, is recipe hangouts where it's at? Right here is our horse bowl. Oh, they eat the banana peels. They'll eat this banana, they'll eat that banana. Why don't I use this one? What's wrong with this? It's perfect. Oh, all our compost goes to the horses. Not all of it. Okay. So we have rocked. What time is it anyways? 9:30. We've rocked the house with all this Pili stuff. Let's go see how that mousse is doing. Don't worry, I'm not going to use this spoon again. That was the mousse I just ate, which is crazy good. It's crazy because all this Pili chocolate that I'm making and Pili cakes and everything like this is low glycemic. What I just ate off that spoon that was just mind-blowing and makes women like go into chocolate ecstasy when they eat it is Pili Nuts, which is this right here, which is simply a nut with the highest fat content, is loaded with vitamin E and other amazing vitamins and minerals. It's just a food with mesquite and carob and maca. It's like you're not eating anything bad here. If it's not sweet enough for you, do something like I'm doing with the banana here. At the retreat, what I do is I do a layer of Pili chocolate, excuse me, throw banana spears all over it, intermingled with cut up dried Turkish figs. And then I pour Pili nut chocolate over that. That's just fruit. And that combination, that will make it sweeter for you. Like this banana ice cream is to make it sweeter. But again, it's really good to reset your taste buds by eliminating sugar for 2 weeks. Clinical studies show, there was a study done on 10 people who eliminated sugar for a week. Their cravings went away. They did it for 1 more week. When they were given the same food they used to eat, they said it was too sweet. And they all reported saying they were going to either eat no sugar or less after doing that. It's like you got to go cold turkey with the sugar for a little bit. And maybe, the Pili nuts are so good. By the way, these Pili nuts are at cost at the rawfoodworld.com right now. We have these at cost specials where we get these from vendors. We buy a crazy amount because everyone loads up on the at cost specials. So they give us a deeper discount on the wholesale price. So we could sell it at our regular wholesale price, what it normally is. These are normally like 22 bucks, 30% off. Plus if you use the coupon code RAWFOOD7, so that takes care of shipping. So I literally brought 100 of these bags down because my family lives off of it, number one. Everyone on the land here lives off of it. And we use them at the retreats like crazy. These are like a must. And right now they're on sale at cost at the rawfoodworld.com. And then when you go to the rawfoodworld.com, you click at cost specials and then bam. Let's look at the mousse. If you don't have a stone grinder, let's see if this mousse is ready yet. Yeah, let's go check it out. It's not quite ready yet. You could put it in the refrigerator because of the high fat content in Pili nuts. This was half coconut water, half Pili nuts, and then the carob and mesquite. Because it's half, you can literally just put it in the refrigerator, and over time it will harden into a cake. It's almost there, but it's so thick, it just takes a little bit longer. Look, I'm just gonna, yeah, it's not ready yet, but it almost is. Oh, that's good. Okay. And if you didn't see earlier, we made this chocolate with Pili, if you want your dollar to go further, where you add chia seeds to it. We did half chia seeds, half Pili, and this hardened like so fast, it's crazy. It turns into a chocolate consistency very quickly. We dipped strawberries into the Pili butter. This is like a Nestle Crunch bar because of the chia seeds. And this hardened literally in 10 minutes because it's thin. And there's coconut water in the other one. All right. What else can I show you guys? Anything? I mean, I think we pretty much hit this up. Got to cover this up because there's no way I'm doing all that tonight. It's like eating chocolate with no chocolate in here. All right. So, the best of the best is that cake I'm making. 1 layer of Pili, 1 layer blended banana, another layer of Pili, another layer of blended banana, but this time it's red banana. We did yellow and then red. And then to top it off, what we're gonna do, oh man, is put another layer of Pili on it. Maybe I should do a layer of frozen strawberries. And then Pili on top of that. Anyways. Let's see what kind of questions we have. If you're just tuning in, earlier, a woman asked about losing hair. She lost like all this weight and she's losing hair. We talked about the 2 different ways a person might be losing hair. We talked about the nutritional deficiencies and what to take in order to stop that if it's because you're deficient. So you might want to tune into this at the beginning. And then also, we talked about the hormonal aspects and what to do about that. And that's like a big common issue with people that do a raw food diet, especially when they do high fruit without much fat or nuts or anything like that. Okay, I'm funny. I get that. I've got that ever since I was existed. I would literally be in college and I just raise my hand and everybody starts laughing. What the hell? Okay. It's like I could have just went blah, 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 and everyone would have laughed just because they're expecting something. Anyways. Yeah, reishi spore oil. Does cucumber juice go good with chocolate? Yes, to like wash it all down. Is the baby, Leandra, eating veggies only still? Are you cooking for you and her dog? She eats whatever we eat. And yeah. I love mulberries. We have mulberry trees here. By the way, the March retreat is filled up. We actually just had a cancellation. And there's nobody on the waiting list. So if you wanted to come to the March retreat, now would be the time to let me know because there's other people on the edge too. First come, first serve. There's actually 2 spots because one of the contest winners who was coming to the March one said they were gonna wait. So there's actually 2 spots at the retreat. 2 rooms, you could say. So that could be a couple, 2 shared, whatever. Okay. I love this, Matt Monarch. I'm allergic to nuts except almonds. Do you think there's any way to know if these are related to almonds? Also, are there going to be recipes posted? The recipes link is posted here somewhere. I don't know. These are completely different than any other nuts, so you might be okay, but I can't, I'm not a doctor, I don't really. I hear you, Lynn Rose. Just contact customer service and they'll be able to help you. Or use a different email address. Okay, so Kimberly Sanders is asking animal products ever. Me personally, I'm on a 100% raw food diet. My children, however, are growing girls. I want to make sure that they get everything they need. They're on a 100% raw food diet and they eat egg yolks that are cooked. That's the So they're 100% raw with egg yolks. Egg yolks that are cooked, make an omelet for them, are high in all the things a little growing girl needs, such as B vitamins, omega fatty acids, protein. Just, we want to make sure that the girls are taken care of. But I've been 100% raw for 20 years. I actually had my daughter here, who was just a child who would not lie. I'm like, does Dada ever eat the eggs? And she said no to everybody on the hangout. Yeah, no white. Everyone thinks that the good stuff is in the whites because of this white egg kick, but it's actually the opposite. All the good stuff is in the egg yolk. Dr. Norman Walker, who is the only raw food eater that I know that lived to be 99, he talked about eggs a bit. He did raw food and I think some eggs and goat's cheese, minimum quantities. And he said that egg whites clog the body up. Whether that's true, I don't know. I wouldn't be scared about that if you like to eat eggs. Also, all the good stuff is just in the yolk. Okay, and then also if you go to the insulin index, egg yolks are low and egg whites are like really high. It's like 55% on the insulin index, the whites, and 15% on the yolks. And insulin is like a key hormone that we want to be keeping down for ultimate health, if possible. And mesquite powder is an awesome sweetener for all this. Do you take supplements? Yes. One of my favorite supplements is Kinti Essential that we have on our website. I have a bunch right here. I'll show you. Facebook people get to see inside my cover here for a second. Okay. This is Kinti Essential. Due to soils being depleted of minerals, minerals are probably the biggest deficiency that we have in the USA due to the depleted soils. And this is usually the #1 product, Kinti Essential, that I recommend to everybody. This is one of the things we were talking about for hair loss. We're also talking about silica and vitamin C, which forms collagen. You want to get the full spectrum, which has the copper components, which would be our camu powder. Our camu powder has 0 maltodextrin, like most other. If your camu powder tastes like pixie sticks sugar that you used to get in those little sticks, it's like 85% maltodextrin. Ours doesn't taste good. Our camu powder is amazing. Anyways, this is it. It's 30 vials, and it has all the minerals the body needs right here. It's filtered ocean water. That's not really what it is. It gets filtered through marine and zooplankton, and they secrete the saline solution, which is very hydrating. Renee Quintone used this in 1931 to help heal people from deficiencies. Athletes use it. It's just really good. You simply just pop the top off and drink it. For immune system, I love our reishi spore oil. Tritrypsin crystals are really good too. Those are the main supplements I take. Okay, here we go. Okay, so moving along, we'll put this back here and we'll see what kind of questions we have over here. Whoops, I hit the wrong. Okay. Okay, so now we're at news.therawfoodworld.com/live. This is where people could ask questions. My birthday is tomorrow. We're having a big party tonight. That's why I ate all this chocolate. We did a Pili Nut demo. Are you going to have a sale with, okay, we were talking about that. Is there anything you could do for high blood zinc levels? Usually people are deficient in zinc. Zinc is needed for every single mineral, I mean, for almost every function in our body. It's a very good thing to have, but if you have, that's interesting. Do they tell you why? What is a common raw plant-based diet practice or supplement strategy to lower stubborn high blood pressure? Happy birthday. Lisa, what we got to do is obviously not eating raw. And you don't need to eat raw to be healthy and to lower your blood pressure, but there are certain things that you are doing, unless you have some genetic issue why you have high blood pressure. There are certain superfoods in clinical studies that show to lower blood pressure, but generally it's due to eating too much refined sugars and processed starches. People are scared of fat. Fat is actually really good for us. Potassium and magnesium are physiological tranquilizers. Magnesium is like a very good natural calm that we carry on our website. All of these magnesium products can help to lower blood pressure. Noni powder is good for that. Even flax seeds in moderate quantities. But what you can do is simply improve your diet and eliminate the stuff that's causing the issue. Thanks, Mel. Oh, Stefan's mom is here. She wrote me a card. She wrote her son a card. Oh yeah, Stefan is coming back to the March retreat, so she will give a birthday card from you. Okay. What are your thoughts on short or long-term fasting? P.S. How would you like to go to a very, very magical place? Ooh. P.S.S. What you're making looks so good. Okay, I'm already in a very magical place. And I'm not talking about Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Okay, so one of the #1 things that we can do, you're asking about long-term and short-term fasting. I'm not a big fan of long-term fasting. I mean, it's all right if you want to do a reset, but you can do this in a much gentler and easier way. The best thing that we can be doing if you're trying to lose weight, some people, okay, intermittent fasting is like the big thing these days. And this is an extremely beneficial way to lose weight. Back in the day, Weight Watchers was around and people were calorie counting and they would recommend lowering calories. But what happens is you're not addressing the hormone issue, which actually causes us to gain weight. You're just lowering calories, which is nonsense. And they treat all calories as equal. For example, when you eat sugar, insulin is produced. When you eat fat, a lot less insulin is produced, but the calorie aspect is completely different. So generally when a person goes on Weight Watchers, they lose a little bit of weight at first, but they don't last. And then what happens is they go off of it. And before they used to be able to stay at the weight of let's say 165 pounds. And they weren't happy with the 165 pounds, but it was very easy to maintain because they didn't do calorie restriction or anything like that. So then you mess around with calorie restriction. What that does is it raises your set point. So now your set point's 185 pounds. 165 was easy before, but you weren't happy with that. And then you screw around with calorie restriction, or not calorie restriction, lowering calories. And now you're done and you're back. Now your set point's at 185 versus 165. And you tried really hard to go lower, but you're just stuck at 185 and there's nothing you can do now. So that's what calorie counting does. Intermittent fasting is a completely different beneficial way to lose weight. And what this does is it can take your set point and bring it back or even lower. It lowers your set point versus raising your set point. And the reason why this does that is you're addressing the hormonal aspects of weight loss versus calories. Intermittent fasting, #1, the key is to not snack in between meals. The goal is to eat, you're not even calorie restricting. You could eat calories here. You don't have to worry about calories. But you eat 2 to 3 times a day, and then that's it. And you can eat heavier meals if you want. It's not even that big of a deal. But you're doing intermittent fasting. And so every time so here's how it works. When you eat sugar or carbs or any type of food in the world, you spike insulin. Depending on what type of food you are, the higher insulin goes. Sugar, refined sugar especially, spikes insulin the most. Carbs, such as bread, pastas, spikes insulin also because it breaks down into fiber and glucose. It's the glucose that spikes insulin, because then insulin comes in and takes glucose and sends it where it needs to go, into the cell. So when you do fat, it's more neutral, and protein, it's a little not as neutral, but it doesn't spike insulin nearly as high. So what happens is when you have too much sugar, glucose, the body, the insulin, what it does, this is known in all the doctor's books and science, insulin takes the excess sugar and stores it as fat to be used at a later date. So here's the issue with sugar and carbohydrates and stuff like that. Fruit is a little bit different. It couldn't happen with fruit, but there are antioxidants and phytonutrients that curb the sugar spike. But refined sugar is the worst, and pastas and bread and things like this are the worst. So when you do intermittent fasting, one of the keys is to eliminate refined sugars and processed starches, the most damaging foods to the human body, while only eating 2 to 3 meals a day without snacking in between. So when you snack in between, your insulin keeps spiking. It never gets a rest. So when you intermittent fast, you're addressing the hormone issue and there's less insulin spiking. So now your body might start burning your fat to use as fuel, if that makes sense. And plus you're eating less sugar and carbs, so it's going to be utilizing fat more often. So intermittent fasting can lower the set point of your weight here. Now, if you're the type of person who doesn't eat much, because there's also types of people. This isn't for everybody what I'm talking about. Like, I know one person who you gotta like shove food down their throat. So this type of person, like, and they're skinny, you want, like, don't worry about this whole entire intermittent fasting aspect. It depends like what you're trying to accomplish here. So anyways, also when you intermittent fast, in between meals, you give your liver a break. You give your gallbladder a break. You can actually concentrate bile now, because if you're eating all the time, your gallbladder is just throwing all the bile in and you don't necessarily have enough. It could like be what bile does is it breaks down fat. So if you're intermittent fasting, you concentrate bile and seriously use it for a fat meal. And fat's kind of neutral, and fat will also help you go longer without eating. It will satiate you more. While the sugars and carbs spike you and then bring you down, and you're always hungry and craving stuff like this. So another thing that happens when you intermittent fast is you get human growth hormone working. And that's actually a very good thing also for losing weight. It's actually a hormone that actually aids that process of losing weight. It's like a fat burning hormone when you intermittent fast. And protein, such as nut butters, if you're on a cooked whole foods diet, eggs, or whatever you're doing, that actually stimulates human growth hormone too. But when I've always talked about this for years. The refined sugars and processed starches is what we want to eliminate. And then if you can intermittent fast at the same time, the weight should just pour off. And you can lower that set point. The whole calorie restriction where you don't pay attention to what you're eating, like sugar is a calorie. You're allowed to eat whatever you want with Weight Watchers or these calorie reduction diets. Anyways. Oh, I bet we could do the next layer of Pili Nuts. Okay. Let's see here. Will you share the spirulina truffle recipe, truffle balls? Thanks for that. I'm not the one who made them. It's Carl. He's coming back to this retreat in March. He comes a few days early. We'll probably keep him a week after. And everybody gets to have all that food. Let's go get the Pili chocolate. It's still not totally frozen. Can you guys tell I'm like jacked up on chocolate? Okay, so here we go. Let's take this. Thank you, everybody. My birthday's tomorrow, if anyone's asking. Okay. Hi, man. I've been vegetarian all my life, 32 years, and raw diet is a dream for me. Just wonder if you eat beans and grains at all. No, I don't. I love low glycemic. Raw food diet is my thing. After watching me tonight, you're probably thinking that's absolutely BS. Tonight's just like the exception. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. Beans are really good for the beneficial bacteria in your colon. It resists digestion. It's a resistant starch. And then your gut bacteria just go crazy all over it and eat it. And then it creates all these short chain fatty acids, which are really good for you. I have heard about people soaking sprouting grains and then chewing them for long periods of time and eating them raw. Have you tried that before? If so, what's your experience with it? Yeah, Dr. Norman Walker did that. I would never do that. That's like a waste of time and not that fun, probably. Where can you find info on your retreats? You want to go to the rawfoodretreat.com. This is the #1 raw food retreat out there. What happens here is absolutely insane. You have the ability, it's optional. We do a San Pedro ceremony. I wouldn't put my name behind this. You gotta be very careful when you do plant medicine like this. It's a cactus. We have a shaman that has the best intent you can possibly imagine. So we have some really good stuff going on here. That's one thing. You eat all the raw food you want all week long. I used to go to potlucks and like when I eat a salad, I have a huge salad and I leave starving and it drives me nuts. Like potlucks suck because of this. So what I made sure was at these retreats that you have so much food, unlimited food, that you could just keep going and going until you can't eat anymore. And people are still losing 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Usually people lose anywhere. I have seen the highest one was 17 pounds. David DeLuca lost, like he stayed a month. He lost over 30 pounds. But generally people lose anywhere between, the average is probably like 7. But people have lost 17, 18 in 2 weeks. I had some of this chocolate balls from Carl, so good, finish them. I gave some to my mom because I actually brought some out there when I came here. The rawfoodretreat.com. We go horseback riding in the mountains. We're in Vilcabamba, Ecuador here. This is, the March retreat is filled up, but we just had some cancellations. So there's a couple rooms left. I'm also going to honor the older price. It's on the website. I still haven't raised it for the March retreat. I'm going to raise it soon as I remember to do it while I'm at the computer. But if you want to come to the raw food retreat in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, this is it. It's off the hook here. We have crystal bowls we do. We go horseback riding. At this last retreat in March, for the first time ever, we did a bike ride tour. It's just $30 extra. And we go through the local villages of Vilcabamba, Ecuador. You see all the locals. You rivers, go over bridges. We jump in a river at the end to cool off from all the bike riding. It's mainly downhill. And then there's a taxi driver following us behind because there's one hill. And if you want to go in the taxi ride, you just go in the taxi. They put the bike in there. What else is there? We do hiking, horseback riding, all sorts of amazing things. It's out of control. We have a sauna here. Every night we go back and forth to the sauna. We do some karaoke. Watch out. Okay. Any opinions on LDL, statins, and heart disease? Yeah, of course. That's like I talk about that all the time. Statins have so many side effects and cause so much ruckus in the human body. It's something that you want to stay away from. And, I mean, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor before making any changes. But for heart disease, it could be multiple things. What's happening here is, here, I'm going to put you guys back here. An LDL. Okay, first off, the whole medical community has this totally wrong. They say LDL is bad. What LDL is, they say it's bad. All it is a protein. And what it does is it's kind of like an envelope that transports cholesterol to microhemorrhaging arteries that are bleeding and cracked and things like this. And it brings calcium and puts a Band-Aid to fix the artery. And then what happens is we continue to do the things that causes microhemorrhaging in our arteries and our hearts and stuff like this. So the LDL continues to bring more calcium and builds up this Band-Aid to where you start to get 20% occlusion, 50, 40% occlusion, 50% occlusion, to where it can go all the way up to 70% occlusion in your arteries, which means 70% clogged that artery. And the problem isn't the LDL. That's what people are looking at wrong. It's the microhemorrhaging or the bleeding or the collagen that's not forming correctly in the arteries that is causing the bleeding. And then the LDL is just like a middleman trying to heal the arteries. So what we want to be addressing is the actual cause of the microhemorrhaging and stuff like this, which generally could be a few things. Generally, it's poor diet. The two most damaging foods to the human body are refined sugars and processed starches. Refined sugar is refined sugar. Processed starches is like bread, pastas, and stuff like this. There are whole food carbs that are okay, like baked potatoes, brown rice in moderate quantities, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, beans, and things like this. These are all okay things. But things like regular pasta, bread is the killer for most people. All these other things causes so much inflammation that these microhemorrhaging can happen. Another issue that it could be. So what we want to do, there's so many diets on the market today, such as the Zone diet, the macrobiotics diet, the South Beach diet, the paleo diet, and all the creators of these diets, they claim to get results. They say people are healing from disease, losing weight. And to be honest with you, I've seen people do all these types of diets and actually healed from disease and lose weight. And there's one common denominator on why they all succeed. And that common denominator is they all eliminate certain foods from their diets without any exception whatsoever. And the crazy thing about it all is all those diets that I mentioned all eliminate the same exact foods, the processed foods of refined sugars and processed starches. When you do that, just eliminate refined sugars and processed starches, stay away from fried foods and trans fatty acids. When you do that, your blood pressure normalizes, your cholesterol normalizes, your arteries heal up. One of the best things that you can take is serapeptase on an empty stomach for this. We'll talk about that in a second. So, okay, serapeptase, we'll talk about it now, and then we'll go into other reasons why you can have microhemorrhaging happen. It's the microhemorrhaging that's the issue, not the LDL. Okay, so what happens is serapeptase is an enzyme. An enzyme is simply a catalyst that creates positive chemical reactions in the human body. When you eat it with food, it creates positive chemical reactions. It helps digest the food. But when you eat enzymes on an empty stomach, it goes into the metabolic processes. It goes into the blood because it bypasses the food. And it starts breaking down unwanted proteins. It doesn't touch the good proteins. It unclogs, it will dissolve plaque. Some doctors even said it does that with tumors. It will clean up, it will increase circulation. And what it does is a catalyst will take this molecule and this molecule, group it together and send it off to do something. It expedites the process of chemical reactions. And after it creates a chemical reaction in the human body, it doesn't die off, it continues to go. And when you take like a teaspoon of enzymes, you're throwing in like hundreds of catalysts. Now, serapeptase, if you go to Amazon or something, is expensive, and it's usually filled with half fillers. On our website, we have a systemic enzyme blend, which is many enzymes, but the base of it is serapeptase. And it's 8 ounces of bulk powder, which is a ridiculous amount. You could probably fill 6 bottles of enzymes that you get from Whole Foods or something that are usually like 25 bucks each. And those are half fillers when ours isn't like that. Our filler is like the most potent probiotic you can possibly imagine. So you're getting benefits on 2 levels. So when you take it, so we have, these enzymes are $120 for an 8 ounce bag. It's like buying enzymes at wholesale in bulk is pretty much what we have here. And I only have 9 bags left, I saw. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We'll get more. So when you take this on an empty stomach, the serapeptase, it bypasses the food, it goes right into the blood and goes into the metabolic processes of the body, creating all these positive chemical reactions on an ongoing basis, dissolving all that stuff, helping with stuff like getting rid of plaque and things like that. Okay, so backing up, what causes heart disease in the first place? It's usually microhemorrhaging, which creates LDL to come with calcium and cholesterol. LDL is just a protein. It's an envelope that brings cholesterol. HDL just takes excess cholesterol and brings it back to the liver. And the LDL brings it to where the body needs it. It's just the middleman. LDL is not that bad. It's the microhemorrhaging that's happening. And so if you eat a lot of refined sugars and processed starches, eggs are okay. I'm a vegan, but on Whole Foods diets, like a lot of these Whole Foods diets, they eat chicken, fish, and turkey in moderate quantities, but the clean stuff, the baked potatoes, don't mix any of these starches with the meat. Anyways, if you can alter your diet, usually that's the cause right there, and that creates inflammation and creates this microhemorrhaging. But the other aspect that can be causing this is a deficiency in copper or vitamin C. Now, if you're taking vitamin C in the synthetic form, you can be losing the tyrosinase aspect, which is the copper aspect of vitamin C that's in the whole food form. This is why I'm so adamant about getting our camu powder, because it's the full spectrum of vitamin C. And if you're missing certain aspects, if you're only eating ascorbic acid and you're trying to heal microhemorrhaging, this is useless. It's the copper aspect that helps with it, but there's many components of vitamin C. And you gotta watch out for camu powders on the market because a lot of them are 85% maltodextrin. Ours doesn't taste good like sugar like these other people's. Whenever there's maltodextrin in a superfood, it's 85% maltodextrin. I know how the superfood industry works. They're spraying it onto maltodextrin, and this is the end result. There was a whey product that everyone in the health food movement utilized, and they discovered that it was 85% maltodextrin. Anyways, moving right along. So vitamin C is critical, and so is minerals, is critical for creating collagen, which is in our body is made out of, like, I forgot the percentage, but a ridiculous like 85% collagen or something. 80, it's really high. It creates our tendons, our joints, even our hair, skin, nails, and our arteries are part of this. So if you don't have the right amount of vitamin C, the full spectrum and the copper component also, your body isn't going to metabolize the collagen as well, and it can be weak and create microhemorrhaging. Generally, it's due to refined sugars and processed starches, because vitamin C is fairly easy to get, but if you are vitamin C deficient, that could be an issue also. There's also other issues. Collagen is made from protein. So when you eat protein, you need the minerals and the vitamin C to help you break down the protein, and then to make collagen, the body takes it. You need the enzymes, you need the minerals, you need the vitamin C to rebuild the protein into collagen, so you have your hair, your arteries that are fully strong and things like this. If your stomach isn't acid enough, your stomach needs to be between 1 to 3 pH. It's an acid part of the body. People forget about pH, and sometimes that messes up their stomach acid from drinking too much 8 alkaline water, or 9 number. But anyways, so anyways, when your stomach is between 1 and 3 pH, it's produces an enzyme that breaks down protein. So if you don't have that pH in your stomach, then you might not break down the protein. You're probably eating enough protein, but you're not breaking it down. Apple cider vinegar can help acidify the stomach. If you have acid reflux or GERD or something like this, it sounds totally counterintuitive, but if you have apple cider vinegar, it means you don't have enough acid in your stomach. It will start closing that valve there. Okay, anyways. It's 10:12 already. What the heck happened? All right, guys, it's late. Oh, we're gonna do the final layer of the Pili chocolate if the banana is frozen. It's not frozen. Anyways, we've gone 2 hours and 15 minutes here. I'm surprised that everybody's still watching. That's pretty cool. That was a fun hangout. I think we'll probably do more recipe videos. Recipe hangouts in the future, and I'll answer all the questions and stuff like that. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's anything more here. Just final conclusions. Right now we have Pili Nuts at cost on our website. This is what we made everything out of. You could do the mousse. You can see Pili Nuts straight from the freezer. If you saw me at the beginning of the thing. Right now, this has been out of the freezer for a while, so these are soft. But I like kind of chewed around the whole thing, and then I put the whole thing in my mouth. It seriously tastes like chocolate because it was hard in the freezer. But right now they're like soft versus, that's how fresh they are. Nuts that are soft. That's what we got here, soft nuts. And when it's frozen, because of the high fat content, it's just amazing. So if you go to the rawfoodworld.com, it's an at-cost special right now. It's like the #1 at-cost special. You hit the at-cost special category, and they're available. The Raw Food Retreat in March, there are a couple rooms that opened up. If you're interested in signing up, go to the rawfoodretreat.com or the rawfoodworld.com and click the retreat category. You can put your deposit down or pay for your entire room. We haven't raised the price yet. We're going to keep March at the lower price. So that's happening. Join our newsletter list. If you want to know when these hangouts happen, go to the rawfoodworld.com. This is critical. These are our fun articles, new superfoods that come out. Aguaje is one that we just brought to the market recently. It's really good for menopause, has phytohormones. You can go read some articles on that. But go to the rawfoodworld.com. Anywhere it says join our newsletter list, just put your email address in there and you'll be on our newsletter list. If you're getting too many emails, we have like a weekly one and a monthly one and stuff like that. I got to set that up still. They're set up. You just have to email us and we'll manually do it. But soon it will be all automated. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody. That was a lot of fun. Pili Nut chocolate. I wonder what we'll do next Tuesday. This is now Monarch. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I can't believe how late it is. It was fun.